Howdy folks, Joe Zamecki, Texas State Director for American Atheists, coming at you again here in Austin, South Austin, my new headquarters. It's a beautiful day for atheism. Yes, I called in to a radio show, a very conservative morning talk show on 590 AM KLBJ, and you'll hear Sam's voice. Sam is a police officer on this show, regular host, and he's very conservative. But the other guys try to provide some balance, and just like on Fox News, that simply doesn't work out. So I called in, and it was on the topic of Hyde Park Baptist Church, a very large and successful local church right in the middle of central Austin, in a neighborhood called Hyde Park. Well, you'll get the gist. I put the first couple of minutes in there in addition to my little calling in to give you context and help you to figure out what's going on. Very interesting reaction I got, though, early in the morning. Check it out.
On its property, the Hyde Park leaders found out that some non-Christians, Muslims in particular, would be practicing their faith there. In fact, several Muslim groups are going to be acting as this year's host for the event. But the folks at the Hyde Park Baptist Church said although individuals from all faiths are welcome to worship with us at the church cannot provide space for the practice of these non-Christian religions on church property.
Well, I've got to agree with them. It's their property. They've owned it for eons, and if they want to limit the use of that property for, religious services of the Christian faith, that's their prerogative.
I would tend to agree with that, Sam, but on something like a Thanksgiving deal, when everybody gets together, when, as you quite well noted yesterday, the Pilgrims came over for religious freedom, and it seems like this could be a celebration of all religions.
And that's what Hyde Park is doing. They are exhibiting their religious freedom.
But is that religious intolerance, so?
Well,
I'm not, they can do what they want to do because that is their church.
There again, though, that's what everybody screams, religious tolerance, religious tolerance. There are a lot of religions that are intolerant of other religions, and so be it.
Well, and turn it around, I wonder if a mosque would say, welcome Christians to celebrate. I'm not sure if that would happen. But in this setting, I'm just surprised that Hyde Park did that. But again, that's their right, their property, their church. But I think, I wouldn't say I'm proud of them for doing it. I would just say they have their guidelines, so I respect that, but I also scratch my head when it's a interdenominational celebration of Thanksgiving.
It's one thing to just have an interdenominational get-together and discuss issues and whatever, but this is a worship service.
836-0590 and toll-free 877-590-KLBJ, but how do they distinguish or delineate between all faiths are welcome to worship there, but the church can't provide space for the practice of non-Christian religions?
That's just, that would be like Hyde Park opening up their sanctuary for Muslim worship. They're not going to do that. Now, you're welcome to come worship with us and see what we practice, see what our religion is about, because we will preach to you. But we're not about to open our sanctuary up for you to preach your denomination. No.
Okay, that's what I guess that's what they're saying.
Exactly. I mean, and there are people that are trying to make something of it, but I really think they're well within their purview, and I am proud of them for being really right there, standing steadfast in what they believe.
Well, if they have that in their guidelines, and that's fine. But again, if this was a citywide thing, citywide celebration, citywide service for Thanksgiving.
I'm here to tell you, Hyde Park is a very upstanding church.
Oh, I know it is.
I have the most respect for Kai Bowman. He is a very wonderful minister.
Yeah.
And I think they've got their act together. I really do.
All right, we'll get to your phone calls coming up, 836-0590 and toll-free, 877-590-KLBJ. We're having a little problem with our computer here. I'm going to go to line 1 and ask your name and where you're calling from, please.
Good morning, my name is Roy from North Austin.
Go right ahead, please.
Yes, so when I hear that it reminds me of what's going on at Temple Mount. The Jews have to pray at the Western Wall, even though that was their Temple Mount 2,000 years before the birth of Muhammad. The Muslims won't let the Jews worship there.
Yeah.
So I really hope that no Muslims are offended by this.
That, everybody has the right to practice their religion in their sanctuary and who they share it with.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I don't know what my church, if my church has a policy, if
well,
we do
this
that
day and time when the watering down of belief systems is just wholesale all over the place in churches with open arms, accepting just anybody and everybody. In other words, just bring your wallet and come worship with us. I don't go along with that.
Hi, what's your name and where you're calling from, please?
My name's Joe, and I'm in South Austin.
Joe, go ahead, please.
Well, this is an important point I think they touched on just a minute ago, but I really need to make a distinction. Yes, they do have the religious liberty to ban other groups from practicing other religions on their property, and that's called free association for the most part. But this is important. It's the freedom to be intolerant, which is very important to most major religions. They do need to be able to divide groups of people based upon a religion, because that's the most important part of it, and that division and that intolerance is still one part of religion that is important to religion, but is harmful to society in general.
They are being very tolerant with Muslims being able to practice their religion, just not on their sanctuary or their grounds.
See, I don't see that as tolerance at all. I see that as intolerance in a way.
It is, though, but that's important. It's an important distinction. It is intolerance, but they have a religious right to be intolerant, as it is a fundamental part of religion to be somewhat intolerant based upon religion. This is free association, but I think this underscores one important point. Religion is a problem for humanity.
Problem?
Religion is a problem.
All right, Joe, I'm not sure we can go there.
Joe, you're getting a little deep here at 7:16, my friend. Thanks for calling.
We'll keep you on schedule. More of your phone calls coming up on KLBJ.
That bus just swerved off the highway.
Oh, man, it took a nose.
Skywatch Traffic's brought to you by Lewis Shanks of Texas, Melinda Brandt.
And we're hearing about some signal problems over at 180.
Yeah, not too shabby, eh? That's a lot of fun. And it's easy. Give it a shot. Listen to AM radio where you are. Call in the conservative ones. Do it. It's easy. Let them know we're here. Y'all be good.